Welcome to Seven Trumpets Prepper. Guys, I just want to tell you something on the go today. Before I get to that, I want to tell everyone I have got a fire video for Sabbath tomorrow. For those who keep the Father's Lunar Solar Scriptural Calendar, happy Sabbath, y'all, coming up. Second thing on that is that there was a comment made. I'm going to give the person a shout out, and that's not to degrade them. Seriously, I'm going to give them a shout out. Because they made a valid question about a video I just published about that the people that weren't spared, that their DNA was modified. And they were like, pretty much saying there's nothing in the scripture showing that about DNA modification. And I'm going to break it down. Genesis, Enoch, Jubilees. Just going to smash the truth right into the airwaves on YouTube tomorrow, the internet here, and get everybody up to speed on that. But what I want to say real quickly, because I'm heading off to get ready to do another tiny house off grid, and checked on a customer this morning that I'd worked for 7 years ago or something, done multiple projects for. Going to probably do some more work in the future now, just figuring out what they need for updates. And I spent so much time talking with him. And then before that, at the supply house this morning, I spent time talking with an elder electrician. And me and him was just talking about the trade and how it's so hard to get materials now, and things to workarounds. And I actually called another elder that's an electrician I work with, talking to him about a workaround on a situation. And it's like, wise men seek wise counsel, right? And I'll tell you what, some of the best life changes that I've ever made was after I spoke with an elder. Guys, I'm so sorry. I just noticed that sun is so bright in the background here. Let me see if I can adjust that out. And it has fundamentally changed my life listening to my elders on a lot of things. And some stuff hurt, but I was like, you know what, I'm going to do it. Now, with that said, I've also noticed that people will look to people that are so-called elders. They may be 60, 70, 80 years old. And just because they're old don't make them wise. Now, I know that's going to probably offend some people, but I remember my walk out of Babylon when I was in SUN Day Church. And I brought up the Sabbath. Not the Looney Solar Scriptural one. Just at the time what I thought was Sabbath, which would have been SAT Day on the pagan Roman calendar. If y'all do an SAT Day, you need to put that mess away, because that's nothing better than the SUN Day that you bashing the SUN Day crowd about. And the reason I don't say days a week, because that's taking pagan deities in your mouth, which the scripture says not to do in the Torah. And then I left there and I went to the SDA church, a Seventh-day Adventist church, and then they were like, I remember the pastor came to the house and one of the elders, and they sat there, and I tried to reason with them, show them about the Looney Solar Scriptural Calendar. I found out that Andrews University had the information about the Father's True Calendar, presented all that information, and then it was still, I got snubbed and I was an idiot. And so I walked away from that. And, or not the Father's Truth, but the Seventh-day Adventist Church. And so I have noticed in life, it really is true, test the spirits and listen to the wise elders. Because not everybody in Torah is really in Torah. I'm going to tell you, there's ministries out here that some of y'all follow. And then you come over here and follow me too. And nobody needs to be following me. You need to be following the word first and foremost. You can maybe glean something from what I say on the YouTube channel, or show you how to build or things like that, but or prep. But you need to be definitely following Most High Yah above all, not me. I'm fallible. But I've noticed that there is certain ministries and certain individuals and certain pastors out here that you'll listen to every single darn thing they say as if it was written in the Word. And it don't matter. Well, Pastor Bob said, and I know he's anointed, so I'm going to listen to him. And I'm like, let me see. Pastor Bob just said, do this. But the scripture says, do this. I'm telling you what, folks, there's been people I've fellowshipped with that was so-called Torah keepers too. Cut them loose. I just cut them loose. Because I'm like, you ain't trying to walk out the word at all. You ain't. You doing your version of the word. You can accept that the world is flat under a dome, a geostationary circle, flat earth under a dome, firmament with the waters above and waters below. You can accept that the Most High Yah is right above us. You can accept that it's about the Father's calendar, but you can't accept that the true Hebrews, ancient Hebrew Israelites, that their ancestry, they were black people. They were melanated people, right? You can't accept that. But probably because you're a racist and you're a scumbag, right? But you want to claim you're in Torah. All right, you can flip the deck and then say you can accept that they're who the ancient, true Hebrew biblical ancestry of the Hebrew Israelites was the so-called black man, melanated. Not every one of them, because some people's Hamites. That's another conversation some people can't handle. But anyway, just like I'm a son of Japheth, I can accept that, right? Ancestry. It is what it is, all right? You are who you are. But let's say the person can accept that about the Hebrew Israelites. They can accept about flat earth, but they cannot accept the Father's Lunisolar Scriptural Calendar. They'll do the feast days by it. They'll do all this great stuff, but they got to have that SAT day. They cannot let go of the SAT day. That ain't flying, okay? And I have a lot of people in my circle of people I love and fellowship with, and that is the only thing holding me back from like full on just putting their ministry on blast, being like, go check these people out. Because I used to do that. If you notice, I have really withdrawn, like just throwing names out there to like, go check out this ministry, go check that. And it's because that I can't bear the SAT day thing anymore. I just can't. And people, the wisdom is just not there with some people to discern things, what's right and wrong. And I hate it. Because on the flip side of that, I think there's some genuine great people, and you know who I support out there if you've watched me over the years, and I try to help them build their ministry, is that if that one thing would change, I'd be like in right there with them every Sabbath. I kid you not. Like, I'd do what I could to be there every Sabbath, and it's just the SAT day thing. But like putting it away and following the Father's calendar by one new moon to another, one Sabbath, another, like Isaiah 66:23. But I said all that to get to this. It's just, there is elders out there that they have something great to offer. And, I try to listen. I try to like corral them and listen to them. Whatever I'm doing, I drop what I'm doing and try to listen to them, because there's something I've learned. Like, for example, electrical world. Most people don't know this. You take a roll of wire and it'll say like 12-3 on the front, or 12-2, 10-3, 10-2, whatever, right? Most people rip that front end of that wire open and start feeding wire off that way. But if you actually flip it over and rip the back open and feed the wire out the back, it'll cool off easy. And I know that seems like something so trivial, but for years I didn't know that. And if people's laughing at me right now, that's fine too. But I mean, it's like just simple little things. Listen to your elders. It'll make it a lot easier. In life, job site, marriages, relationships, everything. We're all going to struggle. I say the thing is like if my elders went option A and A didn't work and they said go B, and then in my generation I'm like, well, shoot, B does look like the more better opportunity, and I take B and it didn't work out. Well, I know to tell my son for sure, don't take A and B, do C, and hope he listens. And then C works out for him, and I'm like, yay, win on the board. Like, we should build and grow from that. But with that said, I mean, and especially when I say this, there's people in the Torah community, and I know I'm probably going to make some people mad today, but just because they claim to be elders, they are not my elder. They are not in any way, shape, or form. And I'm talking Hebrew or Gentile convert. I don't care, you're 90 years old. If you're not doing what the Torah says, you ain't my elder. Done. You ain't my pastor. You ain't my association. I ain't associating myself to you and your ministry. Like, I don't know what is wrong with y'all. And like, I'm going to put some of my subscribers on blast right now. And I know y'all ain't going to appreciate this. This is probably where I get a dislike and an unsubscribe. But I love y'all. I really do. I want to see people get a win in their life. I want to see people do good. But you have really got to figure out what you are doing with yourself, because I do not understand why that you can come over here and listen to me tell you the truth. Like the Father's calendar, it's the biggest one. It has always been, and I think the next thing's the true Hebrew Israelites after that, and then thirdly flat earth, and then I can keep going. But I don't understand, and I really cannot. So please, somebody explain this to me, because I don't know if people's got cognitive dissonance or what's going on. Is that you can come over here and listen to the things I tell you, and then you will run back over to other people and then just full on support that. Like, how can you listen to me and other people and not stop and ask questions and be like, listen, I get you. I understand what you're saying. I support you, but can you please explain to me how we arrived at this? Like, if I'm going to fellowship with you, or if I'm going to come here, if I'm going to do this, how did this arrive at this point? Because I can't match this with Torah. And like Brother Luke over here can show you right here clear cut where it's at in the scripts. And it says this, but we're doing this. Can we please just get like a redirect on why that this is that? I don't know why y'all to do that. And I guess it just occurred to me today whenever I was having discussion with two of my elders in the construction field, because I'm just like, dang. I'm like, if I don't know something, I ask. And when I ask, you know, I only want to ask it one time, because I will go seek it out to see if it be true, and then I will do it. And then people will ask questions, and you'll tell them the truth, and they won't go do it. I guess it's just because at the end they don't really love y'all. And that's that. Because if they did, they'd do it. And I've heard people say that they have seen where people's told them the truth, and then they were like, well, yeah, but we don't do it that way. Well, that's fine. That is fine, and I'm glad I can get that answer, because you do it your way, baby. I'm going to do it my way. And when the Most High Yah comes back and Messiah sits on the judgment seat and tells you you're wrong, your blood ain't on my hands. Guys, I'm going to go get productive here, get some stuff built. Hope Most High Yah baruch you and keep you, make his face shine upon you, show you favor, and give you shalom, my friends, in Yahushua name.